For the last few months, I've barely touched my Apollo Twin. Not because it's bad, but because this little box has completely changed how I hear my mixes. And once I heard it, I couldn't go back. Most home producers automatically buy an audio interface like an Apollo Twin. But if you're not regularly recording vocals or guitars, then you're paying for mic preamps that's just going to end up collecting dust. So today I want to show you why the Topping DX5 Mark II has become the centerpiece of my desktop setup alongside these, the Audeze MM100s. Now this ain't going to be one of them videos where we're going to go into 20 minutes of talking about DAC chips and measurements. There's plenty of other channels out there that cover that and would do a much better job than I ever could. I'm just simply sharing what's changed for me after living with this setup for the last few months. So how did I end up buying one of these? I stumbled on a video from a YouTuber.
This could be the one product your studio needs to transform your work. And the good news is, it's not expensive.
Can't remember his name, but I'll leave a link in the description for you to go and check it out. And although the video was very technical and some of it went over my head, it made a lot of sense what he was saying, but it definitely planted the seed. So what cemented that for me was one of you's left a comment on my Audeze MM100 review video, and it was talking about exactly the same DAC that the guy was in his YouTube channel. So it's like, okay, I thought, let me see what all the fuss is about. So I ordered one, it arrived, plugged it in, pressed play, and immediately I could hear things that I'd missed before. I was playing commercial tracks, commercial mixes, and I could hear like really fine detail. I could hear the lip smacks, I could hear pops, clicks. And this is music that's commercially released. Good music, but I didn't notice it before. And honestly, it felt like someone cleaned a dirty window. Naturally, when I buy something or I'm interested in something, I'm going to do some research. And what I've discovered is the planar magnetic headphones like the Audeze MM100s, they need a lot of current for you to hear things properly, for the drivers to be really pushed and for you to hear the sound that you should be hearing from them. And that's where a dedicated headphone amp like the DX5 comes into its own. It just seems to control these headphones better than many standard audio interfaces. The result? Tighter bass, cleaner transients, more separation. Just feels like everything's just a little easier to hear. One of the interesting things I found out while doing a bit of research is some MacBooks have really good DACs in there where they can push planar magnetic headphones. I didn't know that. I did feel at one point when I was plugging my headphones in to my laptop that, yeah, it sounded good. So that just kind of confirmed what I'd been hearing. However, I'm still going to use this DAC when I'm mixing in the studio. Final decisions and things like that, because I don't know, I just feel like I can rely on it more. So this isn't as black and white as saying everyone needs to go out there and buy a DAC. I'm just simply sharing what's worked for me. So I just ran into a mad problem with the DX5. It wasn't working. It wasn't connecting to Logic Pro. I tried to listen to some music and the Mac just wouldn't recognize it. So I took the USB cable out. I tried a different one. I even ordered one on Amazon, but it turned out after some crazy troubleshooting through ChatGPT, some Reddit posts and whatnot, I just had to update the firmware. But I'd done that the other day. I updated it and it said it was successful, but for some strange reason the MacBook wasn't recognizing it. I honestly thought I was going to have to send it back, but yeah, it was just a case of having to sort out, update the firmware. It was just quite straightforward and easy to do. So yeah, happy days. We're back cooking. The Apollo Twin is still one of the best interfaces. Definitely not getting rid of mine. But as a DAC and headphone amplifier, I personally prefer listening through the DX5. Just gives me more confidence in the decisions that I'm making when I'm mixing. And the best part is I don't have to choose between the two of them. Inside Logic Pro, I just simply use my Apollos as my input device and set up the DX5 as my output. So that means I can still record vocals inside my Apollo. I can still use all the UAD plugins, even though some have gone native, but then I can just run it through the Apollo Twin, which is nice, good for me. It helps with my workflow. So for me, I get the best of both worlds. Since using this setup, I find myself making decisions a lot quicker. Reverb tails. editing vocals, lip smacks, stuff like that, just feels more like I said, it feels like I can hear stuff a lot easier.
No, I don't double text. I don't cuddle after sex. Why you talking about your ex? You know that get me vexed. If you wanna talk to me, better use your chest. I'm starting to think I'm self-obsessed. No, I don't double text. I don't cuddle after sex. Why you talking about your ex? You know that get me vexed. If you wanna talk to me, better use your.
It helps when you plug it in to the right ports.
No, I don't double text. I don't cuddle after sex. Why you talking about your ex? You know that get me vexed. If you wanna talk to me, better use your chest. I'm starting to think I'm self-obsessed. No, I don't double text. I don't cuddle after sex. Why you talking about your ex? You know that get me vexed. If you wanna talk to me, better use your chest. I'm starting to think I'm self-obsessed. Waist best dressed. Heard you was flexing but still got curved. Damn, guess that bitch wasn't impressed. Bring me a bottle, I don't know about stress. I tried low key, but that shit went left. Yeah, that lifestyle don't suit me. So glad I'll never have to lose me. If I don't fuck with you, then why you trying to talk to me? Look behind
yeah,
me,
this really helped with my decisions, especially when I was doing this mix, getting the vocals to push forward. I'm using a bit of Devil Lock on some distortion, add a bit of grit. And look, I'm just dialing in like 2, not even 2, 1.5, 1 on the crunch. And I feel like if I was using the Apollo, I probably would have pushed that a bit more, dialed in a bit more when I didn't need to. So it really has helped in my decision making, making quicker and better choices, and just giving me that confidence. Has it made me a better mix engineer? I'd say yeah, it has. But it's just, like I said, like I keep saying, it's just allowed me to make decisions a lot quicker, make better decisions, create better mixes, and stop second guessing myself. So I'm not telling you to run out there and go and buy yourself a DX5. There's loads of other DACs and headphone amps that will do a great job. But the price point in this is, yeah, if you mix in a box and using planar magnetic headphones and you want to save some money, then this is a great choice. If I had the opportunity to choose between Apollo Twin and the DX5 when I first started, I probably would have still bought both, but I'm glad I've got the DX5 now, so I can, like I said, have the best of both worlds. Yeah, it's definitely worth looking into if you're deciding on stepping up the levels of your setup. Now that I can hear every detail in my mix, it's made me rethink my mix process. And there's one plugin in particular that's made its way onto most of my mix sessions. Wasn't expecting it to have this impact, but it did. And if you haven't seen that video yet, be sure to check it out next. Appreciate it for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.